All right, let's talk about what is probably the single biggest shift happening in business right now. It's this idea that using AI isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's the new, non-negotiable baseline for competition. And if your organization isn't fluent, well, you're already playing catch up. So, to really set the stage here, let me ask you a question. Think about all the different technologies that have shaped how we work. Some are just fads, they come and go, but others become so fundamental that we literally can't imagine doing our jobs without them. So, what's the next one on that list? I mean, just think about the journey we've been on. Back in the 90s, if you couldn't use a spreadsheet, you were at a huge disadvantage. Companies that really got Excel unlocked totally new ways of working with data. Then, fast forward to the 2020s, and tools like Zoom became our absolute lifeline, right? It was how we connected, how we collaborated. Each one of these wasn't just an upgrade, it was a total game changer. So, what fills in that question mark today? The answer, of course, is generative AI. Tools like GPT, they are the next logical and frankly completely inevitable leap in how we get work done. This is the next indispensable tool that's going to define this whole era of business. And let's be crystal clear about what's at stake here. It's not just about buying some new software. The real advantage comes from teaching your people how to use AI. We're not talking about a small productivity boost here. The organizations that truly build this fluency, they're going to innovate faster, solve problems more creatively, and ultimately, they will be the ones who lead their industries into the future. Now, here's where things get really, really interesting. We have to completely reframe how we think about AI, because it's not just another program you learn to use. The core idea, the big shift that changes everything, is this. AI isn't a skill you learn, it's a language you speak. And this breaks down the difference perfectly. A skill is something you operate. You click buttons, you give it very specific commands, you expect a specific output. It's a tool. But a language, that's a conversation. It's about sharing your intent, your goal, and then working with a partner to come up with creative solutions. We are making the jump from being a tool operator to being a creative collaborator. So the bottom line is this. Learning to speak AI is how you get beyond just basic automation. It's the key that unlocks genuine, top-to-bottom creativity and innovation across your entire company. It lets your team solve problems in ways that, honestly, were probably impossible before. Okay, so we get the what and the why. That's the big picture. But the million-dollar question is, how? How do you actually build this fluency across an entire organization? Let's get practical and break down a real action plan. You can really think of it like a four-stage journey. First, you lay the foundation. Just get everyone comfortable using the basics. Then, and this is crucial, you build the guardrails with clear safety rules. Once that's in place, you can unlock innovation and let your teams really experiment. And that final stage is mastery, where AI gets tailored to the specific, unique needs of every single department. And there's a really clear logic to why this path works. You start with confidence and safety, so your people feel free to get creative without being reckless. Then that creativity gets embedded right into how they work every single day. And that is the whole point. This can't be some little side project. It's a fundamental change to your workflow that builds a competitive advantage that is incredibly difficult for anyone else to copy. So, if you only take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. AI fluency does not happen by accident. You can't just hand out a bunch of logins and hope for the best. It takes an active, intentional, and strategic process that's led from the top. It's a deliberate transformation of how your entire organization communicates and innovates. Which really leaves us with this one big final question. Your organization learned Excel. It learned to calculate at scale. It learned Zoom. It learned to connect from anywhere. So now, looking ahead, is it ready to converse? Is it ready to learn how to talk to this new partner in innovation and unlock whatever comes next?